So, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about what are mechanics and the best way to use them to rank up. I think there's a huge misconception in the Rocket League community about what mechanics even are. Because I've been getting questions like, I'm gold, and platinum, or is it okay to use mechanics in gold and platinum? And I'm like, first of all, what are you talking about? But like, I understand what people mean by mechanic. People think mechanics are, oh, flip reset, double flip reset, oh, musty double, whatever. Like, bro, no, that's not what mechanics are. Those are just all flashy mechanics or some type of like skills, for example. Obviously people call them mechanics, but that's like such a broad generalization, because even me jumping and hitting this ball here is a mechanic. Mechanics are, by definition, literally anything that you do to control the car. So me going from here and driving forward is something mechanical. I'm doing something mechanical. Me turning is mechanics. Okay? Basically anything I do with my car is mechanics. Okay? Front flip is a mechanic. Okay? But the oral community is, I don't know why, but we've got such a big misconception of that. No, these things are just default and mechanics are like a double flip reset or whatever. Okay, so I'm here in this video to basically explain to you like what mechanics really are and what mechanics actually to use to rank up. Okay, so first of all, now that I explained to you what mechanics are, you're probably wondering, okay, so what the fuck is not mechanics? Like, what is not mechanical? If basically everything in this game, like everything you do is mechanics, then what's not mechanics? Well, game sense is not mechanics. Game sense is your understanding of the game. It's, yes, you probably will use your car in a certain way rather than another due to what you know based on game sense. But game sense is not a mechanic because you're not doing anything, your car is not doing anything. It's just your pure understanding of the game based on what you see and what information your brain has received. Okay, what else is mechanics? Isn't mechanics, is for example a bounce read, like knowing how the ball will bounce from this wall. That's a read. Like, that's not a mechanic. You read the ball, okay? You knowing what type of bounce the ball is going to do is not a mechanic. It's purely a read. You could maybe classify it under game sense, but it's definitely not a mechanic, okay? Then I will say though, like, if the ball bounces from the wall and you know where the ball is going to bounce, well, then you're going to obviously have to use your mechanical skill to get your car to a place where you hit the ball, right? But the read itself is not mechanics. And what else is, it's a little 50-50, right? Because boost management, right? I'd say it's 50-50 mechanics and 50-50 like boost management. Because in order to boost manage, you have to do the same moves as you're doing before, but with less boost. You can train this very well by simply in free play, just turning off unlimited boost, and then realizing that, oh shit, I might be using a little bit too much boost when I go for a certain play, for example, because obviously in game you won't have 100 boost. Okay, so now that I've explained things that are mechanics and things that aren't mechanics in this game. Let's get into what mechanics you should actually focus on to rank up, specifically to rank up. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, this is better than that because of that. No, brother, this is purely for ranking up, and what I'm going to say here is correct because I know better than you. Okay, so let's get into it. So, in bronze to silver, if somehow you're in bronze or silver, this is the mechanics you should focus on. You want to focus on hitting the ball. That's it. Like, that's purely it. I don't give a fuck what you think you are, but if you're silver or bronze, that's the level you're at. Okay? If you're at silver or bronze, just hitting the ball with your car by jumping, by flipping into it, I don't give a fuck. You can lick the ball. Okay, I don't give a shit as long as you try to touch it. Like, that's what you're trying to learn right now. It's purely just touching the ball. Now, let's get on to gold to low diamond range. This is the range where, first of all, like gold to like gold at least, I want you to learn how to shoot the ball when it's on the ground. Okay? I want you to learn how to basically only focus on shooting. Focus on, for example, if the ball is out here, learn how to take your time, aim, and then bam. That was kind of shit, but that will probably go to gold in golf, okay? But learn stuff like if the ball is bouncing off the wall here, learn how to just bang it to the opponent's side net. Like any hard, like pretty decently hard shot against the net, pretty much will do in gold, for example. In platinum, it will be a little bit harder to score, but again, if you learn stuff like just power shots, bounce dribbles, and then power shoot, like, or just like banging towards anywhere in the opponent's net, will get you basically very many gold. In diamond, it's actually like you basically perfect your shots in diamond, and in diamond you can start focusing also on stuff like flicks, and even learning in platinum. Flicks are good, but just make sure that you're focusing more on shooting in platinum than flicks. But in diamond you can definitely start also implementing flicks into your game. Like, those are the things I want you to learn. By the way, like, this is only to purely rank up. My philosophy on Rocket League is that in order to get to Grand Champ, you need to have a good shoot. Like, the thing is, shooting, in my opinion, is both a aerial and a ground mechanic, right? And like, because you gotta learn how to shoot when the ball is in the air, for example. Like, if it's up there, you gotta learn how to aerial up to it and then shoot. And also, if it's on the ground, you gotta learn how to shoot it in different ways so that it goes in. Like, that's the thing you gotta master. You gotta master shooting, then you have to have one ground mechanic. For example, that could be flicks, okay? That's your one ground mechanic. And then you have to have one aerial mechanic, which can be, for example, a flip reset. Like, if you can master a flip reset, then that could be your aerial mechanic, let's say. So my belief is, in order to get to Grand Champ, you need one ground weapon, then you need shooting as your weapon, because everyone needs shooting, and then you need one aerial mechanic as a weapon. And then just have decent game sense and you will reach Grand Champ. That's my philosophy. So now in Diamond, you could start working on your ground weapon, so to speak. And then when you've mastered your ground weapon, now in High Diamond to around Champ, I want you to start focusing on one aerial mechanic, okay? One aerial weapon. by the way, how you choose these weapons is you basically go with whatever you like the most. Like, do whatever you want. If the aerial mechanic that speaks to you the loudest, like purely in the air, is a flip reset, I want you to start learning, like mastering flip resets. Okay? If it's something like a simple air dribble, for example, where you go slow, for example, and then you turn and boom, get the direction change, like you can master air dribbles, and that's gonna be your weapon. If your aerial mechanic that speaks to you, that you like the most, is ceiling shots, then you can learn ceiling shots. For example, for me personally, it was ceiling shots because they were so easy to set up. I didn't need to learn the flip reset. Like here, I just go here, and then I can do whatever I want basically with it. Obviously, that wasn't the greatest example, but you get my point. Like, I can get a good attack from far away, and bam, it's a goal. So yeah, you can basically, you want in around champ or high diamond is when you probably mastered your ground mechanic, and then you want to start focus on your aerial mechanic. And then I want you to just grind those two skills, weapons, and then I want you to grind your shooting, obviously, and then your game sense. Like, that's it. If you don't do those things, you're going to be grand champ before you even realize it. Okay? So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this mechanics guide, I guess, like what mechanics are and how to use them to rank up. Then obviously there's whole other part of mechanics, which is recovery mechanics, like half flips, those type of things. And with those, I would say, like, just go in a like, go tick those off like one by one. So for example, wave dashes, you can start with them. They're pretty easy to get you to speed. Okay, then after wave dashes, you could start like learning half flips. Then after half flips, you can learn like different types of wave dashes, like for example, like side ones, or I don't know, like those are pretty useless, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe you could even learn like a zap dash. Yeah, but you could learn like zap dashes, and after that just wall dashes. But again, like, tick those off one by one. Like, always, I want you to ultra like autistically focus on only one thing, master it, and then move on to the next thing. Because if you're just trying to focus on everything at once, you're never going to improve. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this type of videos, like this raw type of educational Rocket League content, make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment if you liked it. Also comment if you have any other type of guides that you would like to see in this type of raw educational way. And yeah, other than that, my Twitch is in the description. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.